Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Elias, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. In the last episode, we were working on bees. So we made a pretty simple applied energistic system over here, running just fine. I've done a little bit of changes over here. So I added a whole bunch of ME storage cells, just 4Ks from the main system, because bees don't really take up too much memory as much as slots. So we need a lot of memory and everything will be fine. So I also added another view cell. This one has an inverter cell and then the same thing this guy does, which is a princess, a drone, and a queen with a fuzzy card. Just so that we don't see bees here, but we see bees here. And see, what else did I do between episodes? I've been farming slimes. That has been fun. We're going to need that for the advanced Galgadorian blocks, which, oh man, that's going to take a while. And let's see, I went ahead and tint the wheat seeds, just so we have a good supply of wheat. And what else did I do? I think that's about it. Oh, right, I did a little bit more infusion stabilizing with more skulls, so this should be a good bit of stabilizers. We might get into that today, I don't know for sure. And just a little heads up, we have 2100 millibuckets of UU matter, which is kind of amazing. We could repeat run this for iridium ore. You know what, I'm actually going to do that, because we're using power, we're using all this stuff, and there's not really much use for it otherwise. We're also cleaning up this stuff, trying to get more fuel rods. Just had I think this guy just ran through, so he's running, all that stuff's running, which is great. That's exactly what we want to see. And yeah. So real quick, something I want to go ahead and do is let's get some pellets of RTG fuel. We're going to get this auto-crafted. We're going to get all 9 of those that we're going to need. Now, these are radioactive, so got to put on the special suit. And today we're going to mess around with bees a little bit. I've been doing a lot of work with bees, and I want to kind of show off what we're doing, what we need to do. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need more dense iron plates. Let's get like 20 more. That'll take a little bit of time. But these guys just go like so. And do we really only need 1? Is it only 8 that we need for the energy cell? I actually don't know. Not energy cell. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, it is only 8. So we can actually cancel that and then tell it to make 5. So dense iron plates times 5. That'll do its thing here in a moment, and we'll get back to that. So, what have I been doing with bees? Well, I've been doing a lot. I only have 2 bees running currently, and I have an Industrious, which has pollen clusters, and an Imperial, which gives us royal jelly. Now, this is super duper important, because we're going to need like 216, I think is the number, of each of those. It's a lot. And the reason is we need to make alvearies. So, first things first, we need to start looking into, well, how are we going to make honey, liquid honey? So we have a couple options. One, we can use this guy. That is not an issue whatsoever. But we're already kind of using him for other stuff. So we could add another one in, and maybe give it some different things. But I think what we're gonna do, we could also make a squeezer. So we have these carpenters, which are fine, but we can also make a squeezer, which we have one over here. Are we really using that for anything else? Honestly, I don't think so. So Squeezer. This guy was making seed oil for us, but we don't really need that. And this carpenter, actually, we can use for other things. So, here's the question. Let's take this. Centrifuge, we don't need either. We're going to take the beeswax. So we're going to want this carpenter. Do we care about the seed oil? No, not really. Alright, so we're going to take these guys, and we're going to put them just right here. Does this not take... Oh, this does need RF. So we're going to need to get some power to this. Is there... No. We need to find a power line. But we're going to put a carpenter and a squeezer. So this guy will be... just do it back here. Let's get some better fluid ducts. So we're going to grab some hardened ones, I think. And yeah, hardened fluid ducts. We're going to want some flux ducts, and we're going to want some item ducts. With servos, we're going to need more servos than that. Put the cobblestone walls away for right now. Don't really care that this isn't going to look the prettiest, but what we can do is redstone this like so. And actually, let's redstone underneath. I think that'll be better. So let's remove this stuff. And where does this need to go? Around here. That's fine. That works pretty nicely. So all these guys should have power now. And they do. We're going to want fluid ducts on the back with a single servo right here. And then the last thing we're going to want is we're going to want a couple chests. Isn't there an interface right here? Ah, perfect. Okay. So we're going to want something like this. And if I hit that, will it take those guys out? No. Perfect. And then the last thing we're going to need is just a chest over here. Doesn't really matter what kind. We'll probably use a gold one just to kind of make sure things go fast. But this will be for item insertion. So we'll put it on top of the carpenter because why not? That's a fluid duct. We need the impulse item duct. And do something like that. And let's just make sure that it works. So let's clean up the inventory a little bit. And this is going to be honey production. So liquid honey is used for quite a few things. But mostly we're going to need it for the alvearies as well as the analyzer. And the analyzer is just to make things easier so we don't have to use the bealyzer in our hand as often. So just kind of convenience. Let's actually take 5 of these. Now each honey droplet gives you 100 millibuckets, and you can use honeydew as well. So it doesn't really matter. Just pour that stuff in there. Let's just grab a bunch of bees. Because I don't want any of them to be unidentified, if possible. And we just throw this all in here. And it's already starting to work. So we should see this guy move. We might even see the actual, like, bee come into the system. But... So we're looking at a diligent drone. So we'll see another one of these guys appear momentarily. And this is kind of cool. This is what we want to see. I don't know if it's more efficient with... There we go. So it's coming into the system just fine. Now I don't know if this is more effective or not. I think it is. But we're getting honey. We're getting all this stuff. And now we can start making alveary blocks. So... Let's just wait for it to say Alverary. There we go. So we need scented panelings and impregnated casings. We're going to need 27 of these. And that's what's so bad about this. So it's 27 sets of these times 8, which is like 216. So let's go ahead and get 27 of these. That's a lot of wood. Let's get 200 of those. Let's actually just do this and get like a lot of stacks of it. Royal jelly, pollen, and then beeswax. So basically we can, and then the squeezer will also get some propolis. That's fine, doesn't matter too much. So beeswax, pollen, royal honey, royal jelly rather. Is that not the recipe? Let's see, Alverary. I should just write it down. Scented paneling. Oh, it is not jungle. Oh, it's not. Whoops. Can we turn those back? We can. Cool. So it's just normal planks. We are going to need some non-normal planks, so we'll just keep those in there. That's fine. Alright, so we can go ahead and do this, and it will just kind of process as we go. Now it's like 3 stacks and 24 that we're going to need, I think is what the math was. So we don't actually need the squeezer. But as soon as we can get enough for one, we're going to make the mutator right away and start setting this guy up. So the biggest thing is we just kind of have to wait for resources, and that's the fun part. The honey isn't that big of a deal. We have a bit of honey. Honestly, let's see if we have any more item conduits, because item conduits make bees a lot easier. We do. So I have 4 bee hives over here, and what we can do is we can just run stuff that's kind of fast, kind of good for all this stuff, such as, let's see, we don't need the soul frames in there anymore. We can do stuff like cultivated or whatever. So we're gonna want insert extract, self-feed enabled, always active, and we'll do that for all of these guys. Insert extract, self-feed enabled, remove that connection. There we go. So now we just need to look at some bees, and so we want pristine. We don't have too many. We have a meadows. I don't necessarily want to use that, but I have some purebred. So cultivated, just go ahead and use a cultivated and a diligent. These are both pristine, so they'll be fine. Let's see, what else? What other kinds do we want to use? Eldritch Queen, I don't know. But we have a lot of bees, Imperial, Industrious Drones. These are purebred as well. We'll go ahead and put them in here. And I kind of just skipped along as well as I could. But yeah, we have a pristine, meadows, which let's try to turn that into industrious. And then finally we'll just do a normal meadows. Let's do noble actually, because noble I believe has a chance to turn into to give you royal jelly as well. So let's just throw these two, these two, these two, and these two all in there, and we can throw all our soul frames in there, and let's make, let's see, 4 times 3, 12 chocolate frames once it's done making those. In fact, I think I can actually, that's a little bit more crafting than I'm ready to do. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. At this point, we're out of honey. There's not really any other ways to get honey, so let's just use oak. Some more honey drops from in there. I don't know why I said oak. I don't know what I saw. So yeah, pretty much from here on out with the bees, it's just a matter of waiting for more combs, getting more chocolate frames. Let's get like 30 of them. We need more cocoa beans. Do we have more cocoa beans? That is a legitimate question. That might be something we want to at least manually farm. Never mind. We're getting plenty of them from our sifting, so that's not an issue. Alright, so with bees kind of being taken care of, we just need to get more scented panelings. We have 5, and then we're going to need diamantine electron tubes. Let's see if we have any of those. And we only need 1 mutator. This is what's kind of great about this. So diamantine electron tubes, we already have them. We'll need 2 gold as well. And then everything else is just going to be the Alverary blocks. And we just need to build 1 Alverary. The whole reason we're doing this is so that we can easily, very easily, get the bees we need. So basically, what the mutator is going to allow us to do is guarantee mutations. So we get enough bees, and we can get a purebred infinity bee relatively quickly. There's a lot of steps, there's a lot of bee breeding and all that kind of fun stuff, but we can get there. So that's kind of the idea. It's kind of the plan. And it's just a matter of time, really. So this guy is going to fill up with honey. That's fine. I don't actually care too much if... let's turn him off completely. Let's cut him off and only give honey to that guy. So we'll put that in there for future. And we can honestly take these hives we've made and scoop them up. I went ahead and made a bunch of scoops because why not? And yeah, this will give us some more combs, potentially more pristine bees as well. I realize I just unknowned all of those. But luckily we can just do this. Guarantee that they're purebred. And yeah, that's pretty much that with bees. So for now, we just kind of have to wait for more bee products and whatnot. Like I said, these guys will produce decently fast. We'll get plenty of bees for later, and it'll be a good thing all in all. So we have 22 chocolate frames. Let's get a bunch of them and refill. And this will increase production. Chocolate frames are good about that. I don't know if they're the best per se, but they are good nonetheless. So, while that is kind of doing its thing, let's move on to something else. So what else do we need to do? Let's go ahead and get that last pellet of RTG fuel taken care of. And we should be good from here on out. So there is the last pellet. Just put that in there, and we're good to go. So, what do we need to do today? Well, we need to work on magic stuff. So we might do a little bit of that. We have 17 iridium ore. That is amazing. So how many solar panels can we make? Can we tell the system to make 9 solar panels? So if we look at the... Okay, let's get the energy cell up. Because once we have the creative energy cell, once we have 4 of these, we're going to need to make 4 of these. But after that, things get a little bit easier because the creative energy cell is used to make the creative tank. Creative tank can be used for UU matter. So this is kind of amazing because what we can do is just put a little bit of UU matter into it and then have infinite. And that means all the iridium we could ever want, and that's going to make the rest making everything else a lot easier. So pretty much getting to the end game is the hard part, and then after that it's a lot easier. Now, something I did mention, by the way, with the mutator is that we will actually be using uranium a lot with Gendustry, and I think the mutator also uses uranium to mutate the bees. And that is really nice because we have a ton of uranium. And it's useless, so it's super easy to use. Like, it's super easy to want to use it. But I really want to make this mutator, like, yesterday. We're going to need a little bit more honey. There's a little bit more. Just throw that in there. Get some combs. Nothing from that guy, nothing from that guy. Nothing from him. Okay, so we have more combs. This is literally going to be a waiting game for me. For you guys, not so much. So we just need like 2 more drops of honey. And we'll have what we need. Now I can always make more apiaries, just run more bees through and all that kind of fun stuff. It's not that big of a deal, but it is something that will take a while. So there's some more honey, and I think that'll be enough. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and tell the system how to make. Let's see, we're gonna need 9 times 8, so 72 of these guys. So 72 advanced solar panels. We might go ahead and just tell it to make a handful. And let's get our first Alverary block, and then we can make a mutator. So this guy is going to go right over here. And yeah, so it has an interface, possible mutagens, Interpearl's Eyes of Ender. I wonder what like the best is. If we take a piece of soul sand, since we have one over here, does it tell us? I actually don't know. I thought it used uranium. So I might look into that. See which one's the best. If Ender Pearls, or it's probably Eye of Ender that is the best, or Ender Pearls, one of the two. And whatever is the best was what we're going to use. So we have plenty of all those resources. They're all renewable, so who cares? So solar panels, advanced solar panels. Let's make one of these. It's going to require a little bit of time and all that kind of stuff. Apologies, I have a little bit of a stuffy nose. So while that is doing its thing, let's grab some mirrored glass, some dirt. Hey, exactly how much we need. And we're going to also grab void metal ingots. We need 4. And then eyes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's hope that this does the whole crafting ritual a little bit safer. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Mirror glass in the middle. I do need to put a piece of cobblestone there. Kind of forgot about that. And then void metal on the sides. And smack it. So hopefully this ritual is a little bit more stable than it was before. I really wish we had the mod that adds the arcane abacus, because that is an amazing item that tells you exactly in numbers how much stabilizers and how much instability each ritual has. If this doesn't change from Agrarian Skies, which is where I've used that item, this has like something along the lines of like 25 instability, and the skulls will add just a little bit. It's like 0.1 or something for each one, or it's something kind of small. You need a lot of stabilizers to guarantee, but honestly it doesn't matter too much. I do want to see F7. Make sure nothing is poorly lit. And the torches don't matter. Torches don't count whatsoever. It's just kind of it looks nicer this way. So we just kind of have to wait, hope for the best. And then we're going to make another platform. And try our best to get the portal we need. So we're looking for something very specific in order to get to the Eldritch Dimension. That specific thing is Crimson Cultists. In order to actually open the portal, we need to have the Crimson Rights, and that is something that's kind of a pain. Because the only way to get it is from Crimson Cultists, and the only way to get them in this mod pack is through the portal in the box. It's like a 1 in 10 chance or something like that. It's a relatively rare chance to get the Crimson Cultists to spawn at the portal, but as soon as we summon the portal in, we'll know for sure. That is the nice thing. It is pretty obvious. They have their own banners and all that kind of stuff. Looks kind of cool, but let's grab the portal in a box. And come back here. So this guy is already ready to go. It's just a matter of getting him set up. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so it's a 7 by 7 you have to do. It's a little finicky at times. It's not really that bad, but it is a little finicky. But let's just hope. Why is it not working? It never wants to work. It's really, really weird. It's got something to do with like where portals are and that kind of stuff. I know sometimes adding a layer underneath it helps. Let's just do something like this and try again. Clicking everywhere, it's not working. So maybe it's too close to that one, but can't be that close. Let's just grab this dirt and do something like this. And that's not working either. So let's go grab a bunch more dirt, and we'll just make a big dirt platform, and then I'll pick up the excess dirt once we get to work. I really kind of wish we had a magnet. How bad would it be to get item dislocator? So it requires a charm and dislocation. We've made one of those before. I actually wouldn't mind that. So let's make one of those. And so we're going to need blaze lamps times 4. Is it actually blaze rods? So 1 is all we can do right now. So let's come over here. Turn that off. Take the slime out. Put the blazes in. Turn it back on. Let's just kill all these slimes. Okay, and that should kick on, go to life here soon. So what else do we need? We are going to need ender pearls. So something like this. Is it 4 for each? It's 1,000, so yeah, that's 4 for each, which means we're going to need 16. We'll use the drum because otherwise this won't work. We can do that pretty easily. How are we doing over here for dirt? We have 24. No seeds. I don't know why you are like out of saplings, but you are, so there you go. Everything else over here is fine. Some destabilized redstone, we'll get that taken care of later. So let's take this out and we can easily just place him right here. I said right here. Fill that up with 4,000 millibuckets, or 4,000 buckets rather. I have a ton of wood, sawdust and all that kind of stuff, so we just do this and we can pretty easily extract it all. So with that taken care of, let's sleep so that we can have our bees working constantly, and we're gonna need a wyvern core, which is auto craftable. So we just need one of these. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Just get the blocks of ender. We have blazes spawning. We do. You know, there's no reason why this can't be on. So, hopefully we'll have all of our stuff here in a second. And we can make the item dislocator. So, why do we want that? Well, basically it's going to make my life a lot easier getting everything we kind of need for picking up items and whatnot. So 1, 2, we just need one more set. Shouldn't take too long and we'll be good to go. So just kind of wait for this, and perfect. Cool, so there is the last. Let's see, we have one more blaze rod. We could get more with, I think, blaze powder actually. You can make them, yeah, five blaze powder and a compressor makes blaze rods, or we can just wait for a little bit and this will produce all that we need. How are our bees doing? Could be better. These guys are giving us a lot of stuff, and those are just kind of doing their thing. Doesn't matter too much. So let's grab those out. Just put them in there. Let's come back over here and see if we can't get the portal to work. Basically, I need to make a bunch of these portals until we can get what we need. And that's kind of the issue. So let's do this. All right, let's go 2 more back. Try a third actually, and we're just gonna go in a line from here. Nothing wants to go. Okay. Can we go up one? Nah, it's not gonna work. Okay, so I need to get a lot of dirt. That is something that's kind of a pain to do, just because I need to decompose something, and the something is the hard part. Because I really don't know what's gonna be good. Like, we have a good bit of zombie flesh. That's something we could use, but at the same time, like, is it really the best thing or not? I don't know. Anyways, how are we doing for blaze rods? We have 8. We just need one more. One more. And then we can make the item dislocator, which is kind of amazing. I've never actually made the awakened ones. Never really saw a reason to. Just because they are, they have a lot higher range. It's not really that useful. So, yeah, anytime now, Blazes. What if I just kill you myself? Well, that worked. Okay. So, we are good to go. We've got a handful of leaves, which is nice. Let's go ahead and dump those in there. And grab the blaze rod. There's the last blaze lamp. Should be able to make this. Charm of dislocation. And there's the item dislocator. So this is amazing. He was really trying to hit me. This is amazing because we can very easily clean up all this dirt and keep it all, which is kind of important to me. So we just need to figure out a way to place this stuff down. Yeah, it basically immediately comes back into your inventory, so no more losing things to the void. We can always pick up items and that kind of stuff. We don't have too much auto crafting that is dropping items on the ground, so that is not too much of concern. Really, I think the only thing is the oh, what's it called? The stuff that does the thing. Why am I blanking? The pure surge core, the pure crystals from Planologistics. That's really the only thing. So don't really have to worry too much about that. Let's just clean this up. And what we can do is go somewhere else. Luckily we can fly. That is the nice part. But let's clean this up. And I could break all of these guys if I wanted to. I don't really need to. There's not really much reason to. But let's go someplace completely different. We'll grab a couple of things. And the reason why we can just go someplace completely different is because it doesn't really matter where these portals are, because we're only going to use the one. Once we are kind of set, once we're kind of set to go into the Eldritch Dimension, we're ever only going to use one of these portals. So, not a big deal. So let's just come over here-ish and put it in a completely different location. We're also going to put it below level. So let's put it like right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, oh my gosh, we got it. So this is exactly what we were looking for. This is a Crimson Cultist. Never seen that thing before. Never really had one attack me. So that is exactly what we wanted. Those are Crimson Cultists. Now we need to spawn them. We need to capture them in... I don't know if a safari net will work. But if we have an extra one, that would be nice. If we don't, let's make one. So let's get the safari net. But yeah, these are the last guys we'll need. So safari net would be nice if we can use it. Let's put this stuff away. Otherwise, soul vial, which we also have an empty one. So let's see if we can capture one of these guys. If not, then we'll deal with it. So you guys still like angry at me or anything? I just want to light up your platform. What's so wrong about that? Okay, so these are clerics. We can't capture them like that, so we have to take them with a soul vial. And we're just going to leave them alone. And so now what we can do is we need to make another auto spawner. And then we can do essentially what we did with the Eldritch Guardians. So that's kind of the plan. Picking up eggs. That is the bad thing about this guy, but it's okay. So the Crimson Cleric can go in there. Let's turn this off. Let's put this away. And we're going to need to make another spawner. Would you stop? He can see me, which is what's annoying. But we just need to make the Crimson Clerics a spawner. And that is a little bit of a tongue twister. And then spawn them in and wait, and we'll get the Crimson Rites, and that will unlock the Eldritch Dimension. It's that easy. So, how bad was it to make these guys again? Powered spawner combined with a broken spawner, and we can make broken spawners. And then powered spawner, we're going to need a machine chassis. I think that was electrical steel times 4. We're going to need 2 vibrant crystals. So we're going to need more vibrant alloy. Or not. Something like this. So 2 vibrant crystals. And then a Z-Logic controller, which is some solarium. As well as zombie head. Silicon. I can never remember if it's 2 silicon, 1 redstone, or 1. Okay, it's 1 redstone. And then the solarium. Once we get that, we have it. It looks dark right here. I'm gonna light that up. Let's also sleep. But yeah, so powered spawner. This is really all we need to do. We're gonna get the Crimson Clerics spawned, and then eventually they will drop us what we need. So let's see, slice and splice is right here. Put the broken spawner in there with the soul vial, and it costs 15 levels. So let's get 15 levels exactly. And then it takes a while. Because it is 2.5 million RF. That's not fun. So we should have everything else we need. That'll kind of process. Do we have any capacitors? We could probably make a capacitor, but not that concerned about it. So powered spawner, we are missing a couple things. Some machine chassis is waiting on. Okay, that is actually processing. And the electrical steel seems to be done, so that was easy enough. So once we have the machine chassis, we will be good to go. And there we go. So we just combine this with broken spawner on an anvil. And that's just going to take a little bit of time. So I will tell you guys what. I am going to babysit the bees a little bit. Let that kind of run, do its thing. And next time, we'll start looking into, well, I don't know yet. We'll start looking into different things. So we need to do more work with blood magic. I don't want to go to the Eldritch Dimension quite yet. We'll get there though. And let's see what else. We're going to need to do some other work around the base. Solar panels, all that kind of stuff, all that automation. I'll probably set that up off camera because it's, unless there's anything major to set up with the these guys turning into the ultimate hybrids, so the advanced to the ultimate hybrids. I'll have to teach the system how to make this stuff, but a lot of this isn't too bad. It's just more of the same. So I'll teach the system how to make stuff. If there's anything kind of new, I'll show it off. But otherwise, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Next time we will, we'll do something. We might work with blood magic again, but I don't know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.